Let's kick it.
Ice, ice, baby.
Hi, fans. Welcome to this edition of the Inside the Igloo segment. Glad to be back with you here as kind of a special edition of the program. And usually we feature the newest signing for the Jacksonville Icemen that we'd announced days before. But this one's a special one because you're going to find out who the newest Jacksonville Icemen player is here in this segment in just a few moments here. So a little bit of exciting stuff. We thank you for joining in here to be part of this announcement. And, we really wanted to kind of make this one special because it's a solid addition to the team. I could just give you a couple hints. I got a veteran player that I think a lot of the fans are familiar with that will be a new addition. He's not played for the Icemen, but he will be this season. So without further ado, we'll welcome our guest. Who is the newest Icemen player? New player, go ahead and reveal yourself.
How's everyone doing? I'm glad to join the Icemen, and I'm glad to get the season started here soon, hopefully.
I know the audio cut out just a little bit there, but hey, this is Nathan Perkovich. He played for the Swamp Rabbits last season in Greenville. So, Nathan, it's great to see you, man. And
thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, welcome to the Icemen family. I know that you've got a lot of decisions as a veteran, so many places that you can go. But you had that flexibility. That's one of the good things that veteran players have. But, what was it about Jacksonville or what was it about Jacksonville that kind of sold you and you decided to sign on for the season?
Well, my family and I, we really wanted to stay close to home. We have a home in Estero, and Jacksonville's a few hours away. And, that was a big reason why I wanted to sign in Jacksonville. But I've heard great things about the organization and the coaching, and every game that I played against them the past couple of years, they bring it every night. And, I really like to be a part of a team like that.
Well, we're glad to have you again. I know probably some of the Icemen fans are like, whoa, Nathan Perkovich. And reason because you've had some big games against Jacksonville. You spoiled our home opener last year. 4 points on the night, a goal and 3 assists. We had a sellout crowd, and you help lead your team to a victory. So, but now, it's one of those situations. And, of course, that's just the start of it. I mean, I could go down the list. You had points in pretty much every game that we played you last season. But it's one of those situations where if you can't beat them, get them to join you, and you're doing that right now. So, listen, you stand at 6'5". There's a lot of meat there up in front of them. You seem to find yourself going to the net a lot, and you found some success. And you're coming off a year where a career high in numbers, 46 points last year. It just seemed like you were always there in the right spots, whether it be in that slot, in the middle, or on the crease area. Your thoughts on what was a phenomenal season for you in Greenville last year?
Yeah, it was an exciting year in Greenville. We had a bunch of new guys, and we had a lot of good teammates, and a lot of good players there. And, when you have good teammates and players, things go well for you, and you try to be a good teammate yourself also. And, you score a couple points here and there.
Well, that you did. Again, 46 points last year, and certainly coming off another good season the year prior there when you were with the Florida Everblades. So you've been putting up some points here, being very productive. And again, I think do you credit a little bit of your size and helping you out with that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, being 6'5", I've always been told, I got to be around the net. I got to use my strength and, my touch around the net to, help the team. And, I like that area of the ice, and, I try to play big every game and play a simple game, get pucks in and, go to the net.
Well, you look at your play in this league. Before you got this league, you were over in Europe for about 7 years. Playing in the KHL. Talk a little bit about that experience, just kind of, being in another continent and playing over there. Obviously I know Europe's a great opportunity for a lot of players. I'm certain that was the case for you, but, you had some good times in Europe. What are some of the maybe memories you could share there from your time in Europe and the overall experience?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We after playing in New York and Albany for a couple of years, where I met my wife, I decided to take an opportunity over in Croatia, in Zagreb. So they offered me a passport, after 2 years of playing there. So that was a big reason why we went over there. And, I got to play in the Austrian league the first year, and then 4 years in the KHL, traveling all over Europe and Russia, which was which was a crazy experience. I wouldn't change it for the world. I got to see some pretty cool cities, got to play against some really, really good hockey players. But yeah, it was, it was a really cool experience. I mean, the best thing that or the thing I took from it the most was probably all the people I met, not just people, hockey fans, you know what I mean? I met a bunch of other people outside of the rink and I made friends with them. So it was that, and the food was amazing over in Croatia too.
Did you have a chance to pick up on the language too?
Yeah, a little bit. After 7 years, I can learn a few. I learned a few phrases, and if I went to the grocery store, I could, I could see or I could understand what things are when they're written out. What else? Yeah, but over in Zagreb, they have everyone pretty much speaks English. So,
okay.
Yeah. So like I try to speak it, and they just be like, "Just speak English, please." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, everyone over there they speak English really well.
Well, it is hit or miss over in Europe. I mean, some places are, they can speak both, and other places you're not so certain. So you do have to make that adjustment there. And, you talked about probably the best part of the experience was just the people you meet and come in contact with. And, I think that's one of the things that's great about hockey is that family kind of mindset. And you never know who you're going to meet. It's such a small world. And, but, I think that's really, when I look at my career or whatever and stuff, one of the big takeaways is the people you've gotten to know and get to, associate with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what hockey's all about is making friends and making connections, lifelong friends forever. I mean, I talked to some of my teammates from 10 years ago, even in college, it's pretty amazing. And that's what I love hockey.
People talk about the different style of play over in Europe. Did you notice a difference in North American style of the game versus over in Europe?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, obviously the ice is bigger over there, so there's a little bit more space and you have a little bit more time to make decisions. But North American style is a little bit more run and gun, and the European style is everybody lines up and attacks at once. So it's a little bit more space. I appreciated it, but I feel like my game, I really thrive back in North America in the small space, being such a big guy.
Now you hail out of the state of Michigan, is that correct?
I am. I'm from just outside Detroit.
Just outside Detroit. All right. Now, of course, obviously hockey's been a big part of your life, but did you have any influences, any players you modeled your game after or idolized, maybe even coaches along the way that kind of steered you in your career? Yeah,
I grew up watching the 90s Red Wings and, the early 2000s. So, I got to see Icemen and Fedorov and Pavel Datsyuk. So those guys, I like to model that game off of. Not bad, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, Nathan, I know that, you look at this Jacksonville club and before everything happened with COVID-19 and the season getting cut short, I mean, it was Jacksonville and Greenville. I mean, those games were big there in the month of March there. I think both teams were playing pretty good hockey, especially in the second half of the year. And I know that the two teams were kind of battling to get it out. What did you see out of the Jacksonville team, maybe second half of the year, especially in those late season games? Because, you look at the team, a lot of the core of the younger guys that have kind of developed now, they've kind of got the of the league and it just kind of started to come together a little bit. And now you're going to be part of that. What did you see out of the Jacksonville team when you went head to head with them? Maybe they're.
Yeah, I think beginning of the year, I didn't think they had that much chemistry, and I felt like towards the second half, you can tell like some leadership stepped in there. I know Wasey a little bit, and he seemed to take over the locker room, and I think he helped get those guys to play as a team. And I felt like on the forecheck, those guys are coming pretty hard at us all the time. And that's the one thing I noticed out of the Jacksonville team at the end of the year. I mean, it would have been fun to see how it played out towards the end. I mean, we would have had some battles. So
no doubt.
Atlanta and who else do we have to play? Orlando, I think, again. But yeah, it would have been interesting. I mean, Jacksonville team was coming on strong towards the end, and that's what you want to have towards the end of the year.
Without question. And I know people are excited that core is coming back and just need a few more pieces. And I think you're part of that puzzle here, being one of the veteran guys, joining the team. So I know everyone's gonna be excited about this, once after now they see this announcement. And, when you look at how everything ended with COVID-19 and, Everything's been abrupt. What have you been up to since you have a little bit of a lengthy off season? What's been new? Did you just head back down to Florida? What's been your summer plan so far?
Well, yeah, I got stuck up in Albany because my wife was up there when the season ended, so I had to head up there, and then I was stuck there for about a month because we couldn't go anywhere up in New York. So, and after that, I moved my stuff out of, I moved from Albany back down to Florida, and then, so we've been here. My wife's been working. She picked up her job again where she's working at a restaurant.
Great.
I've been at home playing Mr. Mom right now, so it's been fun. I got my son Nico here. He's 3 years old, and we try to stay busy throughout the day. Go outside, bike rides, go to the pool. What else do we do? Yeah, he's taking some soccer lessons now, that and swimming. So we're trying to stay active, and trying to, I don't know. You just got to be patient with all this, I think, and that's what we're really trying to do here.
Well, you've been around the league a little bit here in the last couple of years, different arenas, different venues. As far as like atmosphere, where does Jacksonville rank, in the places you've gone to?
Yeah, it's are you talking about ever or like just in the league?
I'm just saying basically like it. I mean, if you want to go ever, that's fine. If it's relevant, it's
and Jacksonville's a pretty loud place when we go there. Everyone's always yelling at us behind the bench there and over by the penalty box. I think there's one guy is it Jacksonville? The guy with the dry erase board? He's always like writing stuff on the so he always makes fun of me there. I get a couple chuckles out of that guy over there. So it's
we know him as I never know if I should say his real name or not. I just it's Michael is his first name, but
sure.
we know him as the sign guy. And of course that's so funny because I think in my last interview people talk about, oh yeah, the sign guy, so it was everyone knows him and he does have that. So no, it's a passionate fan base. I know they're probably pretty excited right now that you're going to be on our side of things for the upcoming season. Anything though, before last question, really, anything you're looking forward to? Did you have a chance in your road trips here to Jacksonville? Did you get to see any of the town? Have you been anywhere? Do you know anything about it yet? Yeah,
I mean, we venture away from the hotel there, but usually, it'd be towards the end of a trip, I feel like, on the way back, but or a Sunday game, I feel like, but yeah, they have a lot to offer down there. Obviously, I think the hurricane a few years ago kind of took a little damage on the downtown there, but that looks like it's been picking up and everyone's doing well there. And I want to get to a Jacksonville football game, but I don't know when that's going to happen. A couple nice restaurants down there, so went across the river there to some sushi place and it was pretty good. So we're excited to see the outer area of Jacksonville. I heard the suburbs are amazing and so we're excited, my family and I.
Absolutely. Well, we welcome not only you, but your family to the Jacksonville Icemen family. You talked to Bob Arablo. That's what he said. It's the Icemen family. Everybody that's part of this is part of it. So we're very excited. And that's why we wanted to do our first virtual announcement of the newest edition. And again, with your experience, your size, and you're coming off a great year, I think the fans are going to be pretty happy to see you. Hopefully that's going to be sooner rather than later.
I hope so too. I'm excited to start up here and probably end of November. So come in top shape and we'll be ready to go.
That sounds like a plan. All right. Well, listen, Nathan, thanks for joining us and we'll be in touch soon. All right.
All right. Take it easy. All
right, folks. That's the newest Jacksonville Icemen just recently added to the roster now, signed for the upcoming season. That is Nathan Perkovich, one of the veterans here, a great signing here. And I'm certain everyone back home you're watching this is feeling the same way as well. That'll wrap up our segment here in Inside the Igloo. We'll have more here coming up throughout the next few weeks or so. In the meantime, stay safe. And of course, you know how to get a hold of the team, jacksicemen.com. If you got any questions or have any questions about ticket plans and everything and that such. So please, jacksicemen.com and give us a number, look us up. We'll get you squared away. I've been Alex Reed. We'll see you next time.